Aloha, everyone. It's Hump Day, Wednesday. We're here with another episode of the Maui Hot List Hulahan. Johnny B, what's up?
Yo, Danny. Aloha to you. Aloha to everybody that's checking in today. Danny, I was reflecting on um, the market that happened during COVID,
Huh?
right? So remember, you and I were on a team then. It's early 2020. March rolls around. They shut down the island. Realtors at the time are considered non-essential, so there's no business that's happening.
Yep.
And so, as you can imagine, there was a ton of uncertainty at that time, right? People can't come over here. People that owned vacation condos were experiencing some loss because nobody can come over here, right? And I remember us sending out a message to all of our community members that are in the Dreams to Reality Maui community. And we were expressing to people that it is in times of uncertainty that opportunity arises. And
Absolutely.
what did that famous investor, what's his name, Berkshire Hathaway,
Well, Warren Buffett, he
what
said,
what's he say about
be
investment?
he said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Now, I know the world doesn't revolve around money for us and for a lot of people, and yet he's done some things pretty well and seems to have a lot that we could learn from. Would you say, Johnny?
I mean, if anything, it's tenure. I mean, the guy's been in the game. What is he, 90 something, right? So, you know, I used to reflect on, wow, do I listen to these older kupuna people? Yes, that's life experience that you will not get for my case, another 40 years, right? So
No.
powerful advice. And you remember how many people listen to us, Danny?
One,
One,
one.
one client, and they rolled up and they got themselves a badass opportunity in Kapalua, beautiful condo, and they stole it. In fact, at the peak of the COVID market when it was crazy in 2022, that thing was 3 million all day long. They tripled from their initial.
Wow.
So I personally, as an agent and as a native Hawaiian person that believes in living pono, I don't like this messaging that we realtors sometimes pop off with, where we always have an answer as to why now is a great time to buy. I don't think that all the times are great times to buy. Quite frankly, I thought that the crazy competitive market of COVID, and let's just revert back to 2004 through 2006, that's the worst time to get involved. You're moving with a herd. You were guaranteed. I had to counsel every single buyer in 2022, guys, we have to overpay. We have to increase our offer above the list price 10, 15%. Remember all the protections we talked about? Your inspection period, your review of documents. Well, we got to throw those out the door as well. So you're going to
Oh,
overpay, and you're going to also have to sneak in here, and you're going to have to give up all your protections. And guess what happened in August of this year, Danny?
some changes.
Huge changes, right? One of the big ones now is there is no guarantee that a seller is going to pay a buyer's agent commission. And although right now my inbox is filled with offers to pay agents like myself who represent buyers an increase in commission from what we're used to in the past.
Even
And yet,
bonuses on top of that.
so in the world of negotiations, what's going to happen when interest rates come down? And finally, people say, okay, I feel comfortable getting back into the real estate market because of low inventory. What do you think is going to happen?
Demand is going to increase and prices may follow.
So now I'm going to be having to counsel buyers if we're in a competitive market again. We're going to have to increase our offer price above the list price. We're going to get rid of all our protections. And also, you need to pay me cash for the buyer's representation because the sellers don't have to. Because savvy buyers are going to come in, and now that's going to be a negotiating point. Quite frankly, that's going to be a new portion of buyers' closing costs. So let's call it 2%, 2.5%. So now I'm going to be counseling you to up your offer in a competitive market from 10 to 15% in the offer alone. And now we're going to add another 2.5% to your closing costs. If you've got a loan, add that on to the origination fee, etc. It's just interesting to me.
Sounds
We
it could be a little problematic to wait in some situations. Would you say, John?
I'm just saying, and it's all about how you personally assess risk. Because I'm not going to be able
100%.
to predict the future for you. I am not going to be able to tell you, now I think the market has hit the bottom, and from here forward, we're going to go up, because quite frankly, it's a coin toss. I'm here to interpret the market, and I will be able to tell you when the bottom happened because I'll see it in the rear view mirror. It'll be a past event, and that's when I'll be able to confirm it. So I'm getting a little heated here today. I do just want to take people through something that we talk about a lot, and that we do update our community in the Dreams to Reality universe. And this is something that is called the Minatoya list. And so why is the Minatoya list so important? Well, the Minatoya list is the list of apartment zoned properties that our mayor has made a statement that he would like to take those all back from being vacation rented, and he wants to put them back into the residential field. And so this is what it looks like. So apartment district properties allowed to be used for short-term occupancy. And I can email this to anybody that wants to have a copy of it. And that's not the intention of this here. What I want to show you is how many pages. So we went through 4 of the 7. 3 of those had the ones that are allowed. And now these are the non-apartment district, what we are considering the hotel zoned. And look at this tiny amount compared to the ones that are on the apartment zone, Danny. And so here is where the opportunity lies, even in the hotel zone, even in the residential condos, because quite frankly, right now, condos are the stepchild, the beaten up stepchild of Maui Real Estate. And I don't mean to make that a violent type of comment there in any weird way. But that's what I'm seeing here, Danny. And I just wanted to express that there, that it is in times of uncertainty that you typically get the best opportunities. Now, what risks are out there? Well, I don't know when the tourists are going to come back. We're low. But I will tell you this, Americans tend to have a short attention span and even shorter memory. They're going to come back because there is no other place on earth that is like Maui. None. People feel differently here. That's why they come here, for the vibes.
Not just the beach,
That,
right? There's a lot of beautiful beaches in the world, but there's a vibe here
oh,
that people resonate with, that they say, man, I've been many beautiful places in the world. I've never felt like I have when I was on Maui.
that's right. And there's a lot of grumpy grocers out there, local people that I know, and you know what? I feel your hearts and I know why you're upset. But then there's a lot of people that realize it, bruh, right, wrong, or indifferent. This is part of our community. We people have been visiting Maui for eons. It's not going to stop, and we should embrace it. And I feel that, bro, when we complain and namu namu, we lose the aloha spirit. So
Right
that's my
on.
soapbox for the day, brother. Let's jump into the hot list
So
proper, shall
real
we?
quick,
Yeah,
recap it. What the market of the moment? It
it's
is
condos. It's
when
condos.
people are fearful. There is opportunity. When people are greedy, it might be time to run away.
I do mean to make a quick comment. I forgot to bring in the simple law of supply and demand, right? So, law of supply and demand simply states when supply is high and demand is low, prices must come down to consume excess inventory. And the opposite applies. When supply is low and demand is high, prices must go up to temper down all the animal spirits. I have watched inventory in the condo segment. Now, granted, it was really ridiculously low. Like we averaged maybe 150, 200 active condo listings in the peak, but things were churning, right? Whereas now we have triple that amount. we're in the 600 plus. And although people are still pricing like everything's cool, man, you write some offers, you can find some pain. So
Absolutely.
I just want to tell you guys, it's not all rosy. You're not going to buy this condo and it's going to pay for itself and all that's going to go. But if getting in at, the best possible, price basis is important, this is those times here. It's in this time of uncertainty. So that's it for my little soapbox for the day there,
Good stuff,
Danny.
Johnny. And if
Right
anyone
on.
wants to talk further on that, if you want to spend a little time with us on a Zoom call, phone call, whatever, our links are down below and you can jump on our calendars and we can chat a little bit more.
And guys, we always are looking. I'm diving into this inventory daily. I do have some deals that I know about that I'm just preaching and preaching and preaching. And at some point, somebody's going to listen, man. All right, let's jump into the hot list proper, shall we?
Jump
Righty.
on in.
Let's start out with the Maui Gardens here, 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath. So in the Kalepo area there, it's a residential complex. It's a 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath. Been on the market for 223 days. So they're showing a little bit of some what am I trying to say here, Danny? They've lowered their price slightly from 704 to
Some
682 500.
urgency, maybe.
Yeah, just not showing a ton there. There it is. What's the deterrent for a lot of people? $1,000 for the maintenance fees there. So,
So what
definitely
makes
adds.
Maui Gardens a little bit nicer than some of the other residential complexes in Kihei is it does have the pool, it does have
Yep,
tennis court, it
yep,
is one block to the beach, it is
literally.
one block to Times and some restaurants. So convenience, location, some of the amenities are a little bit better than what you see in a Kihei Villages or something like that that doesn't have the amenities.
Absolutely agreed. And it's right there in the Halama neighborhood, right? So when you get on that Halama beach there, that is a special section of Kihei where values are up. I mean, there's some definite luxury homes right along in that area. So, if you vibe with that, I'm buying a condo, but I'm buying it in a luxury section of Maui. That absolutely makes sense for a lot of people, maybe as a second home, investment property. Um, People don't know it. Maui County's driving behavior for long-term rentals, man. The taxes have really, really, they're attractive taxes. And if people don't know it, we pay some of the lowest property taxes in the nation here on Maui. And a lot of people don't know that, but it's because of some Maui County incentives. So if you want to ask some questions about that, again, just hit us up. Man, this is a nice value here at Villas at Kealani. It's a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is a gated community, what I consider one of the most premier neighborhoods in all of central Maui. So this is gated. It is a 3 bedroom, 2.5 baths. It boasts some West Maui views because it's right there on the slopes of Pu'ukukui. Boasts some harbor and North Shore views as well. I'm sure you can get Haleakala views there. Fees, $1,000, but again, it's a gated community. They did some nice updates here in 2021. It literally lives like luxury. It is a luxury community. I'm going to put that out there. So there was some litigation that made getting some financing rough there. Nothing that was super scary. I can give you the 411 if you're curious, but that's all done now. So looking at Kaanapali Royal. So Kaanapali Royal sits just above the resorts there in Kaanapali. It is technically zoned apartment. So, you hear all these rumors over here. Some of the rumors that I've heard is that, Bison's not going to take away the condos that are in resort areas. They tend to be at the higher end of things and they're in resort areas. So not sure if that's going to be true. Nobody knows what's going to happen here. These live large, 1,580 square feet for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Maintenance fees include all the utilities except for electricity, but it's interesting. There's a portion of the electricity that is paid for that has to do with the AC and cold water. We can dive into that if somebody's curious. Looking at maintenance fees of $1,420, but currently these are vacation rentable. So I'm a
So
fan of
Johnny,
Kaanapali Royal.
real
Brother,
quick, does
yep,
this kind of highlights the soapbox earlier, right? So
there
come
it
on
is.
at 1,998, which is kind of at the moment of when it came listed, that was the market, right? That's where these were kind of listed at about $2 million.
It's
Now
at
with
least
everything
where they
that's
were headed. That's right.
and now now wherever with everything going on, they've dropped it $500,000. I mean, 25% of the price is chopped off, and maybe there's even more room to negotiate on that. So
That's the thing, guys, is if you're sitting back waiting for the prices to go lower, I mean, it may become a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know, but I can tell you how to get a discount sometimes, and that's just writing an offer and looking for a seller that is in pain. Here's the scoop with these condos. It is the worst possible time to list condos in Maui just because of the uncertainty, just quite frankly, or potentially one. So there's a reason why people are listing these things here. So not to say that, well-priced condos, hotel zoned ones especially, are not still selling. But yeah, to your point there, Danny. Momi, so Wailuku, Happy Valley area, we're starting to see affordability come back here. 1,080 square foot for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home at 849 because nobody wanted it at 899 there. What do I always say? My favorite thing about Happy Valley is, Danny? Takamiya's, cuz you get your pre-marinated teriyaki beef, pulehu ribs, chicken teriyaki. Wow, they make ono food over there.
bro, you're
All
making me
righty.
hungry.
I know we're gonna be on that side too. We might have to stop in. Waikapu. So just as we come into Wailuku, looking at a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home, kind of priced it close to that $1,000 a foot mark. So now they're having to do some reductions here, 1,495. That can be rare sometimes in just your, but work, your local neighborhoods. 3-car garage action, gang. Molokai Aikau tells me in one of the increments here in Kahului, 1925 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. I want to share with you a lot of these places here in Kahului. I mean, they build out to their setbacks, and there's a ton of rentals that are in here, legal or illegal. This is how local people make, mortgage payments for $1,270,000 homes. So I'm going to suspect there's some opportunities in there. Pu'uonehale Ali'i, kind of in that old Sand Hills area of Wailuku. 355 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Nobody wanted it at 375. There's those high maintenance fees, man. 704 showing up even in Central Valley because the insurance premiums have gone up. South Papa Avenue, back in the increments here, sixth increment in Kahului. 825 gets you a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home at 1,076 square feet. But wait, there's more. There's a 1-bath studio for 338 that's attached. I bet nowadays you're getting, I don't know, man, 700-800 bucks. Danny, I was talking to a buddy of mine that lives right down the street. He rents a room, dude, 2,300.
Wow.
2,300. Not a luxury home by any stretch of the imagination. Anuhea, up at Kealani, the last section for townhomes. They build a great home. The ladies up there that are the salespeople are amazing and awesome. I'm a fan of this community. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,638 square feet, all on one level. Look, they bumped that up a little bit. Sometimes they do that because once they're completed, it has all the options that were put in there. So looking at just a shade over $1.4 million. Bro, this one's nice here, man. So if you're looking for Fortress of Solitude, you want to be in the Peahi Big Wave Jaws section of Haiku. This is oceanfront on 20 acres. That's a 3-bedroom, 3.5, 5,403 square foot, gorgeous modern plantation style compound. Pick that up for just the easy 13,760,000, Danny. That's a deal, brother.
Beautiful. Beautiful,
It is
beautiful spot.
gorgeous, though, dude. And that is Fortress of Solitude living over there because I'm sure you have to drive down into it, so nobody's peeking in. Paki Maui, one of the trophy units, if there ever was one. Direct ocean front, 750, 2 days on the market. Humbug with Paki Maui is it's along that row in Honokawai, zoned apartment. Now, guys, if what Bisson says happens, I'm going to tell you that these are still trophy units, even when they become second homes, rentals, or primary residences. The thing that'll change is that second home type condos tend to move a little bit slower. Moving on to Papakea. 650 gets you the studio here at 984 for the maintenance fees. They're shutting down certain portions of Papakea as they go in there and they do some repairs on the plumbing. There are some special assessments happening in there, so quite a lot of inventory in Papakea. I wanted to say it was over 20 units are for sale in there. Kaanapali Plantation, Danny. So when I was looking at this one, I'm like, man, that's just like regular pricing there at $1,700,000 basically for this 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Now, granted, it's a trophy unit because that is a gorgeous view there. They live large at 1,545 square feet. I do want to stop sharing. Well, just wanted to bring to your attention when I was going through that Minatoya list, that last page of non-apartment zone, Kaanapali Plantation is considered non-apartment zoned. So just putting that out there, guys. Fees $1,384. So yeah, you're gonna have to pay for some fees here. This one's aggressive and aspirational, in my opinion. D building there at Harbor Lights. D building just had a fire recently in the last few months there. 320 for Harbor Lights. I get that it's got the view there. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. There is quite a bit of inventory at Harbor Lights right now. 1,005 for those maintenance fees. Directly across the street from the Kahului Harbor there. Right close to the mall if you have a shopping addiction. Maui Vista. So now here's an example to me, Danny, of an apartment zoned condo in Kihei, where they're just not really showing some aggressive pricing there. What do you say about that?
Not aggressive.
I mean, dude, I'm seeing some of the 1 bedrooms start to come out in the fives, man, when they were always in the sevens there. I get that there's no firm, word on whether Maui Vista, which is apartment zone, is going to go away, but $1,175,000 fees at $1,080,000. Maui
That's
Vista,
the seesaw right now. There's no
there it is.
concrete that is going away, but the buyers also have no concrete assurance that it's staying. So now your chicken and the egg kind of thing is seller wants to list high what they think it's worth, and buyers are like, well, I don't know if this thing's going to continue as a rental, so I'm not paying 1.2 for a potential second home when I could find another property for less and maybe better.
There you have it. What beach is Maui Vista close to? Trying to
Charlie
remember
Young.
because no park. Oh, yeah, because Park Shore's right there. And then, yep, right across the street, basically from Charlie Young. And Charlie Young is a well-loved beach.
Beautiful
Cancel
spot.
this guy at Hale. Yep, cancel this guy at Hale Kameole, $899, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Didn't want to do any reductions. To me, that was more of a, hey, let's throw it out there and see if I get my price. Did not happen. Canceled this guy. Man, I'm blown away seeing, an $899 for a 1 bedroom, 2 bath in the trophy building at Cam Sands, building 5. Now, granted, looks like it was on the front, the lowest floor, but still tripping on that. I just don't know, man. Cam Sands, I just can't see that big grand dam going apartment personally. We'll have to see what happens. So there's an opportunity, guys, if you want to tap your toe into the Lanai market, you want to hang out with Larry Ellison and see what he's doing over there. Pick up this little rental here for $10,000 a month. These are in the condos. It's a 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1972 square feet. Gorgeous views of Nelly Bay, which are on the, man, I think that is the south shore of Lanai. I'm always looking at I can't remember right off the top of my head, but gorgeous over there. What's Manelli Bay, or what's Lanai known for now? Well, 2 Four Seasons resorts and the cat sanctuary.
One of which is on Manelli Bay.
There it is. And then you got Koele Lodge. They are doing some farming over there with Sensei Farms. If you want to do some deer hunting, the deer are prolific. They really need the help with that because literally they populate so quickly. They're having issues on Lanai, also on Molokai. Dude, I've seen video on Molokai where literally it's taking like 3-4 minutes for a herd to cross the street at sometimes. Paradise Ridge Estates, put this one out there at $1,299,000. After a month and a half, just said, man, I'm not getting any action. Let's maybe take that one off. Kahana Sunset. So all of those zoned hotel, Kahana Sunset F building, just dealing with some sea level rise to where it has been deemed uninhabitable. Trying to figure out, do we move that? Will the county let us move it? Or do we have to just completely destroy the building? Because it's a condo, it's considered a common element. So guess what happens with the F building owners? They are made whole. Interesting times there down at Kahana Sunset. This one went pending. I was spreading the word about this one because at Makali'i, this one was a deal. Not only was it a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, but it also had what they considered a casita, which was like a little guest unit up above. Definitely luxurious. Makali'i is fairly brand new, started delivering in 2020, strictly residential though, but nice alternative. You're looking for that lock and leave lifestyle down there. Papakea, dude. So 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Here's that weird thing about Maui real estate. You still have some individual units in Papakea that are still leasehold. So that's what we're looking at here. But there's that entry price. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You're getting in at 289.9 because nobody wanted it, Danny, for 735. Great example of a
Oh,
seller that is waving and put up a billboard saying, I want to sell. And somebody stood up and they said, you know what? Price overcomes all my objections. Now, let's dig into the numbers. 1418 for the monthly maintenance fees, another 1,000 per month for the lease. Lease doesn't expire till 2041. But man, if you can stomach 2,500 bucks a month for your fees, you're getting into a cool Maui spot, vacation home, what have you, under 300. Liho Street. So Pu'uone area. It's an older home. I did not see this one coming here, Danny, at 1,250,000 in a 1,256 for the square footage, 1,600,000. But what were you reminding me is happening in this area? Because it is on a larger lot there at 0.63. What are people doing there that you shared?
yeah. What we've seen a few owners do is they end up subdividing these, CPRing these into three
Not subdivide,
lots.
CBR. Right. Want to make that
CPR,
distinction.
CPR into three lots, and then they build a structure on each lot, usually like a 3-2 on each, and then they sell them off for somewhere in the 700 to 900 range. So
You're
kind
absolutely
of a
right. I've absolutely seen
redevelopment.
them. Yeah, I've seen them where they've terraced them, right? Because you're on a slight bit of a hill there, so you get these gorgeous views, Haleakala, the ocean. So yeah, they've terraced them where you got this long flag driveway goes up, maybe the top house up on top, and then two others as you come down that little hill. That I concur, Danny, because I didn't see this one coming at 1,600,000, but when you reminded me of that, that's the opportunity there for sure. Your old stomping grounds here, Danny. Brought $100 above the list price there, 500, got it for cash, closed it quickly in a month. That is the power of cash. So this is that new section that they're developing called that Discovery kind of McKenna Beach Club area, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. They're just delivering these brand new. So 4.6 milli, easy monthly maintenance fee payments of 66.43. I do want to say that these are vacation rental because I believe that whole area is zoned hotel, but don't quote me. I'm going to be doing a
They're
luxury
crazy.
development down
All
there.
these new developments in Wailea, McKenna, they're all just like big concrete boxes. Not really any
They
sort of
are.
interesting architecture, just kind of a big box with a couple units on each floor, and that's it.
That's it. But location, location, location. I mean, McKenna's probably got the largest, gathering of billionaires that we have right now on Maui. So, right, wrong, and different. People have strong feelings, but then they do help out, man. I was just reading that Jeff Bezos and his wife there, they just threw 3 million at Habitat of Humanity in Maui. So, money's only good for the good that money can do, right, Danny?
That's it.
This one here, Kalihi Place, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 960 square feet. It is the Ohana, but the zeros say, hey, not CPR there on a fairly standard residential lot, 6260. Started at 1,095,000. Somebody picked it up for 865 with a conventional loan. Um, cool as the jam, man. And the beauty of it here is I'm sure that they have county water. So that's one of the things about new construction in Kula right now. Only 19-year backlog for water meters. Palms at Wailea. So 1,390,000. They got it after reducing from 1,749,000. That's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, currently vacation rentable, but that one is on the Minatoya list. So they're showing all, we're going to see a series of these here to wrap this up here. But my understanding is that somebody just literally picked up all three of the zones there, total 25 acres. So Haneu Street, Haneu Street, Haneu Street. That's all I got for the hot list today, Danny. Anything you want to add there?
Good ride today.
Yeah.
Interesting insight
Hope.
on the market at the moment.
Yep.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything further you'd like us to explore, drop it in the comments below. Schedule some time on our calendar. Otherwise, we'll see you for Aloha Friday in a few days.
Aloha, gang. I won't be able to tell you, but tomorrow, happy Halloweeny. Take care.